What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 16 of the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. On this episode, we are talking South Park Snow Day, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Saw X, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin video game.
I sell ice in the winter. I sell fire in hell. I am a hustler, baby. I'll sell water to a whale.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
You are now tuned in to the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast.
I love it when you talk nerdy to me.
Is it a new rapper?
It is an old rapper.
It's
One of the most popular rappers of all time.
I was gonna go Tupac. Is that right?
It is not right.
Dang
Would you
it.
like to go? Would you like to go a second guess?
Notorious B.I.G.
No, it's your boy Hove. That was Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Oh, when's the last time he made music? I haven't heard him in forever.
Yo, okay. He's an OG to the game. He's an OG to the
Has he
game.
made music is more my question. I wasn't saying like, wow, he's irrelevant nowadays. No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying, has he made music recently?
He hasn't made music in a pretty long time. I think he did his thing. He's got Beyonce. They're kind of set. I think they're fine.
Yeah, I agree. He's like,
I think
man,
they're
let
doing
her
just
make
fine.
the songs and the money, and then I'll just kind of sit back and enjoy. So he has done
That's a
stuff
Tom
with
Brady
her, right?
Oh yeah, they did that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
song, but I feel like it's more of like a Tom Brady Giselle situation right
Yeah,
now. He's just
just-
kind of like easing back by the pool. Let Beyonce handle the load.
Yeah, I agree. Well, man, how's your weekend? What'd you do?
Week is good. Did a little golfing. Other than that, not too much. Just a little bit of work stuff. But I'm curious to
Gotcha.
know how your week went because you sent me a text message by mistake that said, I'm putting the golf cart away, which means, ladies and gentlemen, that Adam did not sell his golf clubs and he did indeed continue to go golfing. How did it go?
Joke is on you, Dave, that I was at work actually, and I had to put the golf cart away at work, like my medical golf cart. So I did not go golfing. However, I did not sell my golf clubs. So that joke is on you, Dave. But yeah, no golf for me this weekend. I had my son's birthday party, but I had to work in the middle of the day of that. So no golf for me. So that's kind of funny.
Can you see the disappointment in my face, ladies and gentlemen? Can you see that this is the crushing blow? I'm like, Adam's back golfing. Let's go. And then,
Nope,
just
defeat.
got a bomb dropped on me.
Yeah.
So
that's
well,
so
that's
funny.
sad.
You're probably like, wow, Adam didn't put any content out, but he went golfing instead. He said he was busy with his son's birthday party. Nope, I was working actually.
I was less concerned about the content and more happy that you were out there swinging the club, bro.
But I was not. I was standing in the heat because they had a soccer scrimmage. So
It's all right. We're gonna get him back into it. How was the birthday party? Did you get some cake?
it was good. We had
Nice.
cupcakes. It was pretty good.
Let's
He just
go.
turned 3. And so that means he's able to sign up for soccer now, the 3-year-old soccer. So we'll see how it goes. So
Let's go.
But-
Off the top of your head, what's your favorite cupcake? Chocolate or vanilla?
it's gotta be chocolate.
You're going chocolate?
Yeah. All right. Here's my question for you: buttercream or whipped frosting?
Ooh, buttercream. But I'm going vanilla. I'm a vanilla guy.
That's why we're
I'm a
friends though, with the whipped or the icing though. Whipped ice cream is mid.
I'm a chocolate guy in all situations except for when it comes to cake. Then I'm vanilla all the way.
I mean, you can't go wrong with either. Like if somebody just handed me a cake and if it's vanilla or chocolate, I'm gonna eat it. Now if it's like some random, like I don't know, I'm not a big fan of strawberry cake. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
no fruit in the cake, dude.
Yeah.
No fruit in the cake. Hashtag no middle layer of jelly or whatever
Yeah.
nonsense
Yeah.
you want to put in there. Just give me some plain cake with a nice frosting, maybe a little sprinkle
Yeah.
action, and I'm gonna.
I do love some
I'm gonna
ice
eat
cream
that
cake
up.
though. Ice cream cake is pretty
Ooh.
good.
Now I'm hungry. All right, let's get into the
yeah,
show before
yeah.
I get
Well,
hungry. Let's get
I
into the
was gonna
show
ask,
before I get hungry.
What games you playing? What games you playing before we get started?
As of right now, I went back to Hollow Knight. As you guys know, we did a little bit of a look at the upcoming Hollow Knight Silk Song. We talked about that if you guys want to check out that episode. But in preparation to get ready for that, I went back to Hollow Knight, so I'm doing that again. I would like to maybe change my take on Hollow Knight just a smidge. It's still a great game, but I've just realized that in my older age, I'm not really such a fan of the Metroidvanias as I once was. I kind of just like, I want to play games now where I'm just getting to the next, get to the next thing. I want some progression, and Hollow Knight, running around and jumping and going all over the place and not knowing where to go has become mildly frustrating in my old age. But I'm still excited for number 2, so...
Okay, I started the new Atlas Fallen. It's okay. It's definitely Dark Souls-esque, but it's so much faster than what, like, from the experience I've had, the little experience I've had playing Dark Souls 3, and I think that's why I like it. It's so much more like bam, 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 bam. But I've had some frustrating moments, and which we will have a full review of this game here in the next week. I would have had it sooner, but it was 3 hours on one boss, and I'm still not done with this game, and it's probably going to take me much longer, so be on the lookout for that. But
ladies and gentlemen, let's get a round of applause in the comments for Adam, who spent 3 hours on one boss and just really... dude, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. This is every Souls player who spent 6 hours trying to fight the dancer or anything like that. Yeah. Just applauding you for your efforts there. So guys, a little clap and chat here down below in the comments for Adam.
Well, what I had to do, and this is what frustrated me the most with it. So I spent like literally 2.5 hours on this boss. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go kill some more enemies, level up a little bit, like so I can upgrade my armor. Upgraded my armor one time, and I beat him that next round. I was like, what a waste of my time. If I would have beat...
Sometimes
it's a learning
Sometimes that's
experience.
all it takes.
Yeah, I know.
That's all it takes is just one little extra push to get you over the hill.
Yeah. But that's okay. It's a fun game. Like I said, I'll have a good review on it coming this next week. So be on the lookout for that.
Be on the lookout for that. And we got a ton of games coming up. A lot of the games that we talked about, Armored Core is coming up, which I'll have a review on that coming out very, very soon after release. I don't know if I'm going to beat the game because it is a FromSoft game and will most likely take hours, but I'm going to get pretty deep into it to get that review. So, I'm excited. Then we also have we got big things coming up.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's a bunch of games coming out in August, and August is kickstarting it. August is like, there's a lot of games coming in August, but once September hits, October, all the way to December, be on the lookout for a lot of our game reviews and just experiences with the games. We're super excited to start playing some of these. But, Dave, are you excited for South Park Snow Day? That is our first topic. Sideways thumb? Oh, downwards thumb. Let's hear it, Dave. Or do you want to...
do
you want me to throw the trailer right away?
Let's throw the trailer up there because people might not know about this game. And before we get number one, before we get too far into it, I want people to see what we're looking at because there's going to be a reason why we're kind of talking badly about the game.
And South Park is a 2D TV show. Let's just put that out there.
So the premise of this game, obviously, it's a South Park game, so we don't need much of a storyline here. We're seeing a bunch of snowflakes if you guys are just listening on the Spotify. But right now, the basic premise of the game, all we really know about it is that it looks like it's a return to the Stick of Truth because we can see Cartman wearing his
wizard hat.
he's got like his wizard costume on, the one from the Stick of Truth. So it looks like we're going back to that. And it just says snow day, so it looks like the kids are getting a day off from school for a snow day, and that's a storyline. That's all we really have to go on. But what we're seeing right now is very
pure
concerning.
Chaos and go ahead, keep going.
So what we're seeing right now is if you guys are familiar with the first games that came out, they were very much in the art style of the TV show. It was a 2D I don't want to call it a side scroller, but it was basically a 2D side scroller. And we are seeing these characters in full 3D renderings, much like the N64 games that came out. And it's also just pure chaos. I'm not really sure what's happening in the actual trailer, but it does not look like a story mode of any type. It looks like a 4-on-4 COD style, or like Fortnite, or like some type of co-op, and that's
So
disappointing.
I have some things to say about that. So I think there may be a player versus player element, but I don't think that's the main premise of the game. I do think it is supposed to be it's a 4-person co-op game, but it's supposed to be story based, kind of like a roguelike almost, or not roguelike, sorry, just like a horde, like where enemies are coming in. There's supposed to be different quests within the game. So I don't know if it's supposed to be so much of a multiplayer like PvP, more so a PvE. Is from what I've been reading, the videos I was watching. But that doesn't say that's just rumors of like what they think of the game. But that seems to be the main premise, that it might be a co-op story-based quest kind of game.
I mean, I can only hope, but the vibe that I'm getting from this, at least this trailer, I don't know if they're going hard in the paint, like trying to sell this multiplayer right off the bat. But this does not look like the third installment of the games that I love. So, like, the first game that came out, The Stick of Truth, amazing. I loved it. The second game that came out was The Fractured Butthole, where they did the same premise, but instead of doing the witches and wizards type thing, they did the superhero thing, which I loved that. And I don't know where they're going with this franchise. Like, why? My biggest question is, like, did Matt Stone and Trey Parker finally sell out? Is my question. It's like, multiplayer games are very popular right now, and did they kind of move away from the series that the fans really loved and just kind of sold out and did this multiplayer co-op thing?
Or are they trying to cater to a different audience in terms of like game, you know what I mean? Like game genres and just style. But still fans of South Park. I don't know if there's so much to sell out, or they're just trying to reach a bigger audience in terms of like game style and like preferences of games.
I mean, so what I've kind of looked at here is like, it does indeed feel like a 4-on-4 like PvP situation. That's what it feels like to me. And camera angle is like that semi top down, like Diablo kind of style from what I've seen in the gameplay footage. It does look like a 4-on-4, and that is definitely not how the original first two games were.
Right.
I don't know how they're going to pull this off, because even if there is a story element to the game, right? How does the combat in the game work with the combat in the multiplayer section?
I'm not sure.
So here's my thing. On the first two, have you ever played the first two games?
Nope.
Okay, so the first two games are traditional turn-based RPGs.
Okay.
Right? So how do you do that in a multiplayer format, especially with all of the chaos that we see going along with the trailer? So if it's going to be, it looks like everybody's free to move at the same time, right?
Right.
If everybody's free to move at the same time, that gets rid of the turn-based style RPG combat.
Right.
So are they reworking an entire, like you can see in the trailer right now, like everybody's kind of running around going nuts, and like that's not how a turn-based RPG works. It's this is pure chaos, and it's like, are they going to maintain the turn-based RPG for the story mode and then change it for the multiplayer? Or are we changing the entire concept of the game?
I think it's supposed to be a standalone title. I don't think it's supposed to be like the turn-based RPG. I think they're going completely new in terms of just like the specific of the game. I don't think it's supposed to be that turn-based RPG like at all. I think it's supposed to be more like a hack and slash game.
I mean, I'm very disappointed. Like, I'm very, very disappointed. And I think here's a good example here is, like, I know you said they're catering to a new audience and all that stuff. You are not the biggest South Park fan.
Nope.
you are the new audience, so you are the new target audience because you also like to play these like online, multiplayer PvP kind of games. Is this interesting to you?
Because it's South Park? No.
So their plan is already backfiring.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, but okay, are you more upset that it's 3D? Or are you more upset that it's not an RPG, like turn-based game?
I'm more upset that it's not an RPG.
Yeah, okay.
I could care. I honestly, like, I know people are like kind of worried about this 3D thing, and like honestly, I don't care about the 3D thing.
Mhm.
I really don't. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I obviously loved the aesthetics of the first two games because it was exactly like the show. Like, it brought the show to life.
Mhm.
But if you want to make it, if I had the choice of like a 3D story-based RPG third installment or a 2D like co-op multiplayer whatever, like, I'm picking the 3D 10 times out of 10.
Right. I wonder if it's going to be a game that you will have, like, is it kind of how we were talking with Gangs of Sherwood? Or if you don't have 4 players, is it going to be like you can't play or you need to like match make? I wonder how that's going to work with it too. Or if it is a story mode, is it going to have the AI join your team as well?
I mean, yeah, we talked about this with the Crash, with like the Crash game.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're just gonna get loaded into these random lobbies, and you'll get sucked in wherever you fit to make a match happen. And if a match doesn't happen, they'll just load in some AI nonsense.
Yeah.
But like, I think why people are so upset is because South Park fans that love these games. I love the games because of like
It makes you
what
feel
it
like you're in the show.
Yeah, it's like it makes it feel like what's encompassing in the show, and like you are playing as quote unquote the new kid, so you're not playing as a character in the show, but all of the characters in the show are present, and like all the situations in the show are something that plays out throughout the game. There's a ton of Easter eggs, a ton of references and stuff like that, and you're gonna lose that because it looks like everything that I've seen on this co-op multiplayer is like you are going to create your own avatar, and every single person is going to have their own avatar in the game. So it's like, it's not so much a South Park game. It's just an online multiplayer that you can create
like
your
South
characters
Park.
that looks like a South Park character. It's not South Park at all.
I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those things that we'll learn more with time. I really do think it's supposed to be a story-based like co-op rather than a full-blown multiplayer. But I could be wrong. But from what I've seen with the video and kind of that spot where like it looks like the NPCs are like that's the horde hack and slash that I was kind of saying. Here, let me pull it back up here. That's kind of where I think like right here, I don't think it's like all the green around your character. I think that's like the players, but everybody else is like not players. But like I said, it could be maybe a mix of both, where you will have your story, and then that you won't have this like, and then there's multiplayer like PvP.
I mean, I can only hope. The only thing that's concerning with me on the trailer in that standpoint is the only character that I recognize from the trailer is Cartman. The rest of those characters that you're seeing running around in like the chaos situation, none of those characters are characters that I've ever seen in the show, which makes me believe that they're your kind of avatar characters.
I did see in the description like of the game, it said join the main characters like Kenny, Cartman. I don't know the other ones. That's how much of a fan of South Park I am. But so I think that it is going to have those main characters. It's just a matter of how much are they going to show up in the game.
Yeah. I mean, tentatively, I would like to say that Matt Stone and Trey Parker have kind of never let me down. They've never really, I cannot think of any instance where they've really sold out and like they've strayed away from something that they want to do, and I don't think now would be the time. So I'm really, really hoping that like they are going to give us. You
can't lose faith in your guys.
I'm not losing faith. I'm not losing faith in them. I will say, with all the things that you can say about them, they have never sold out. They've never sold out. They haven't done it yet. I'm hoping we get the third installment of the game that, I think the fans really want to play, and maybe this multiplayer is just kind of a new feature that they're adding. So fingers crossed on that.
or like I said, maybe it's just a bridge to a third one of that. Maybe like an in between, like, hey, let's give another game for somebody, like a different type of game for other people, and then maybe a third installment of those, like the RPG that you love, it comes in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping for it. The only really big concern that I have is like Ubisoft was responsible for the first two games, and Ubisoft has nothing to do with this game.
Gotcha.
So this is a full-blown different developer. This is THQ Nordic.
Right.
Ubisoft did the first two games, so like there is concern there that we're not going to get the third installment. But like I said, Matt Stone, Trey Parker never let me down before. I don't think they're going to sell out now. They have no point. They have more money than they could possibly ever need. I don't think they're going to sell out now.
Right.
So hopefully we get the game that we were hoping for.
A little bit into the game of what it is. So it is 3D. But what I've kind of noticed with the trailer a little bit, they didn't like make all the aspects 3D. Like if you see with the mouth, it's very similar to the TV show, like the animations of the mouth. Like one of the older, I think you were saying the N64 South Park games is like their eyes were like bulging out. The eyes are still flat with their head. And then with the movements of the characters, though, they kind of have a 2D like drawn movement to them, like in terms of like the videos, like the cutscenes of it. Those look like they're like 2D. You know what I mean? Like the way they move. Yes, it's 3D, but the way they move is like similar to the TV show. So I think they're saying pretty like accurate with that, except for the 3D aspect.
It's like a 2.5D.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's like a 2.5D. It's like almost 3D, but with like 2D aspects. Yeah, I like I said, I mean, it's a South Park game, so I'm gonna want to check it out. I just, I really, really hope that we get that storyline that the fans really want.
And then kind of from what I was seeing with the trailer a little bit, it looks like your character and the other, like your teammates, are going to have different abilities kind of based on like what your role is in the game. And so I wonder how that's going to play out. And it looks like it's going to be some of those fantasy weapons, like the swords and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of cool. And then was there tons of customization in the other games?
There was a lot of customization.
And I think based off of like kind of what we're seeing with the trailers, we're going to get a bunch of that with this game as well. Like just because like you get to pick your new kid, and I don't know why they would digress to go be like, oh, you have 4 preset faces and like 6 outfits. I think they're going to make it so you can make you as new kid on the block or the new kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the character models are so easy to make. Like to make a South Park character is so easy.
It's a couple
like
circles,
they have to put
slap on.
Right.
Yeah.
They basically have to. You just pick your hair and like that's your South Park character. So like the customization of like outfits and like glasses and hats and like all of that stuff was all crazy. And honestly, I think the Stick of Truth did better at it than the Fractured Butthole. I did like the Fractured Butthole, but I think the story of the Stick of Truth, just personally for me, played a little bit better to this like kind of fantasy like kind of thing. So I'm glad that they went back to it. But yeah.
Okay.
Please give me a storyline. Please give me a storyline. Please give me a
storyline game guy only. If it doesn't have a storyline, he's not playing it.
I'm such a loner. Like I really like, as much as I love to just jam out and play games with the homies, like I'm such a like in-depth single player story mode loner gamer. It's not even funny.
And I'm the opposite. And like with Atlas Fallen, I'm just blasting through the story. Like I'm taking my time to make sure to level up a little bit because I need to apparently. But other than that, I'm not doing any side quests.
Yep. See, I'm the exact opposite. I'm going to grind this game out. I want to see every nook and cranny. I want to do every side quest. Yeah.
That's
two
funny.
Totally different gamers here. But I think that we make a good team, man. We make a good team because it's the yin and the yang. You keep me sane.
No, I like it. All right, Dave, you sent me some pictures of some South Park characters, and I have to try guessing their names without knowing them.
We did. Ladies and gentlemen, because me and Adam, we were talking about this and we found out that Adam is not the hugest South Park fan, we decided it would be funny to do a little bit of a guessing game. So we're going to put some South Park characters up on the screen and Adam is going to try to guess who these characters are. And I cannot wait for this. Adam, are you ready?
Yes. So
Okay, and let the people know, how many times have you seen a South Park episode?
I don't know, 5, 4, 3, 6, 25. I have no idea. I've seen clips of a lot, and there's a couple of characters I think I might know. But this is the. Go ahead, Dave. You kind of tell me who this is. Or wait, no,
Okay.
I have to guess who it is. What am I saying?
Yeah, you have
okay.
to. Yeah, you have to guess. Okay.
All right. So this guy,
All right.
he has crutches. He's living in a greenhouse with a yellow shirt. It's very awkward. I've seen this guy on your stream, but I don't think I've ever heard his name. He's kind of cross-eyed a little bit. I feel like I know his name or I've heard it. Is it? Is it Jimmy?
Let's go,
Is it really?
dude! You got it. It's Jimmy Ballmer.
I wasn't sure if it was Timmy or Jimmy. I've
is
seen
Jimmy.
Okay, Jimmy. All right.
Very good, dude.
All right. He's a popular character, like within the show.
Very
right?
good. Jimmy Ballmer. He's got
Okay.
a little bit of a speech impediment. He's a stand-up comedian, and everything that he says is absolutely hilarious. He could be one of my favorite characters in South Park.
Okay. I know there's a lot of like spin-off characters or like making fun of other characters, and so I see the shield on the back of this guy, and he's got the cone head and like the green hat, but the orange beard is kind of throwing me off. So I'm wondering, is this supposed to be a play on Link from like Zelda?
No.
Okay. Let me come up with the name.
Yeah,
then.
well,
Let me
Okay.
put a name out there
Yeah.
then.
Okay. So I want you to know that this character does not have a his name is not like Teddy or or like Jerry or like anything like that. It's like a thing. Like think more of a thing.
Fire crotch face. I don't know.
I'm dead. I'm dead. This is the greatest segment we've ever done.
What do you think?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it was a good guess. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the one and only underpants gnomes, and these are this underpants gnome is responsible for stealing your underpants when you fall asleep and reselling them.
That's funny that I said fire crotch then, because I had no idea.
That's actually a very good guess. That
Yeah.
was a very good guess.
But I was going with Link because I was like, oh, they make fun of characters in like the show and stuff. That's kind of where I went with
Yeah.
that. Okay.
No, I feel you. That was the green hat. That was a good guess.
I know who this is, so this is Snooki.
This is indeed Snooki.
Yeah, this is one of the episodes I have seen with Snooki, and so I knew that for sure. But she is it's so funny.
They really bashed her good.
I
They
don't
really
know
got her good.
how, like, what name I'd come up with her if I didn't know her name. Like, just like smoking elf grandma lady. I don't know.
Drunk hamster woman.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
Okay, you have two possible choices here.
okay. Well, he's wearing a bear suit with a pig nose, and he's wearing football pads. And is this Coach Pigwolf?
I love this segment so much.
Yeah.
Okay. You were kind of close. This is Man Bear Pig, and Man Bear Pig is a mythical creature. But in all honesty, this is Al Gore. Dressed up as Man Bear Pig. Man Bear Pig, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotcha. Alrighty. I had no idea.
I mean, you were close.
Okay, so this guy's brown. It kind of looks like a snowman shape, but he's all brown. Kind of looks like a guy from Adventure Time with the eyes. Is this Poop Man? Poop Man the Snowman?
I love your innocence to say that he looks like a snowman instead of a piece of shit. This is you were kind of close. This is Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poop.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a great character.
I know this guy. He's blue. He's holding a computer duster. He's getting high. Don't forget to bring a towel. Mr. Tally here.
Let's go.
I know
Let's
that
go. He
voice.
nailed it.
Yeah, I know that one.
know-
Tally.
Yeah, we had to throw Tally into this.
Yeah, it was a running joke in high school that we always talked about him. So not because. Don't forget to bring a towel.
Maybe I'll just get a little high.
Just a little high.
My favorite episode of Tally, by the way, I just want to throw it out there, is when he's working at Mr. Chang's restaurant and he just keeps walking around going, "How spicy would you like your Chang sauce?"
That's awesome.
Dude, you did pretty good, man. You did pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. That was that could have been one of my favorite segments of all time. I'm so glad we did that.
I agree. With that though, you need to do something.
We need to do more of that.
More of that. I think so. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun.
With that, I have 5 South Park characters that I just Googled their name. Like I said, a list of South Park characters, so I didn't see any pictures, so I didn't ruin it for myself for that segment. So I have 5 characters for you, Dave. I want you to blind ranking of South Park characters.
We thought this would be better, ladies and gentlemen, because I am a huge fan.
Yep.
So I most likely will know the characters that Adam picked pictures of. So blind ranking, let's go. I'm excited.
All right, starting off with the PC principal.
Ooh. Number 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna put him at a number 5. He's a funny character. I think he's a funny character, but his humor just doesn't hit for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna put him at a 5.
This is one of the most basic names. Sorry for all these Allens out there, but Allen is your second option.
Alan?
Yeah. Is he just a random character?
Just random Alan. I have no idea who that is.
All right, so he's not.
Number 4.
Okay.
Sorry, Alan. You're number 4.
Yeah. All right. Your third pick is Miss Crabtree.
Oh, let's go. Okay, Miss Crabtree, guys, if you guys are new to the South Park show, like you haven't watched it and like you haven't seen like the first like couple seasons because it is very old. Miss Crabtree is the just unruly bus driver, and she is absolutely hilarious the way that she screams at the kids all the time. I'm going to put her at a 2. I'm gonna put her at a 2 because I think you're gonna give me one worse character and one better, but she's hilarious.
Okay. Your next choice, or your fourth choice, is Chef.
No. Okay, I love Chef. I do love Chef, but I'm gonna put him at a 3. He's funny. He's funny the way that he interacts. He's definitely funny, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna love the next character more.
All right, your number 1 choice is Satan.
Oh no. Oh no. Dude, we can't have an episode where my number 1 choice is Satan.
Hey, I just picked the most random names that I saw, and I was like, well, Satan, you have to put that on the list. So that is your number 1 choice, is Satan.
The actual worst part about that is, of that list, I do think Satan is the funniest. So
Alrighty.
oh boy, we're gonna catch some heat from this episode. I'm sorry, guys.
That's pretty funny. Like I said, I think I've seen Chef and Satan before, but the other 3, I have no idea. I don't think I remember any of those.
Miss Crabtree's a throwback. If you know who Miss Crabtree is, you watch South Park a long time.
You're an OG fan. That's funny.
Yeah, you are an OG fan if you remember that. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the next topic on the list, a game that I think Adam is super excited for. Adam, what we got?
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I like how you said I'm excited for this. Dave, you saw me play the first one, right?
I did, yes.
I hated it. I hated that game. I hated everything about it. I thought the mechanics were slow. I thought the character design was bad, and I just did not like it. However, I love these types of games. I played a crap ton of Multiverses, which is the Warner Brothers version, and I put so many hours into that game, and I loved it. But
do you want to know why I think you would be excited for this game?
why is that?
Because you do love this style of game, and you also love Nickelodeon, and I think that if they made a couple improvements to some things that you would really love the game, and I think they're making those improvements so you might be a little bit more excited for this one.
I am a bit more excited because of what I've read about the improvements that they are putting into this game. I just felt like the first one was very slow and unresponsive in terms of combos that you could do, whereas the Warner Brothers Multiverses, I thought it was very fluid. I could really nail down combos. I could really understand the characters and just the timing of the attacks. And that's what wasn't in the first one. But let's throw up the trailer of the second one here. And it kind of shows where they're coming from with the first one to the second one. It makes Squidward seem so lonely. So this is clips of the first one in the trailer. And you can kind of see, like, it looks okay. But here comes Squidward looking in through the window. So if you're just watching, Squid looks so sad because he was not in the first game. And then boom, here comes sexy Squidward. Oh, wait, no, not yet. Oh, I just ruined that.
Oh, no.
But, oh, yeah, here it is. It is sexy Squidward. Handsome Squidward. But so he's going to be a new character. And they put a huge refresh into this game. And I think that's what's kind of excited fans, that people that did like the first one are going to like this one even more. You can kind of even see. So this is still clips of the first one. And then they're going to show a transition into the second one, I think, here in a second. Any second now. Good tag of the episode of Future of SpongeBob. Here it is. So that's what they made it look like. Yeah. So looks. And
I do.
Go ahead.
I do think they made some pretty major improvements to the look. I mean, the game still holds the same feel as like a Super Smash or something like that, but I think they just kind of updated the graphics a little bit to bring in more lighting, bring in more shadows, more contrast, more textures, and I do think it looks better. Yep.
And one thing I'm excited about with this game is from what the developer said, is they brought it back, or they took it to, it's a 98% from scratch new game. Like, that's what they said. It's a brand new game. They did all the new mechanics. I'm excited. Jimmy Neutron was one of my favorite TV shows, so I'm excited he's in here, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of, and then the throwback to that episode where SpongeBob versus Patrick on the burger. Oh, that's a great map.
Guys, in the trailer too, there's a clip of the stage with the Technodrome in it from the Turtles. Love that. Love that.
So I think there's good things to look forward. It's supposed to release October 24th. So again, when huge games are coming out, so it's just going to be at the top of a list for a lot of people. I don't think so, but it is going to be a cheaper game. It's going to be $50. Is it going to be worth $50? I do not know. If it's anything like the first one, that is a big old no for me. They are adding a bunch of new characters. Squidward is one. Raphael, Donatello, and Jimmy Neutron are all confirmed new characters. And
confirmed, yep.
Yep. And there's a lot that are there's no confirmation of older characters that were in the game, but I don't know why they would be like, just get rid of them. I think they'll probably be thrown into the game too, because there's a lot of the characters. Go ahead.
So I did a little bit of a deep dive, and I do want to say that these characters are not going to be confirmed. But if you really look at all the trailers and all the gameplay footage out there on this game right now, you can tell that these characters most likely will be coming back because you can see them in the new gameplay footage. And these characters are SpongeBob, Patrick, Aang, Cora, Lucy, Jimmy, Rocco, Ren and Stimpy, Garfield, Nigel, Zim, Danny, and Reptar, I believe, are all coming back.
Yep, so a lot of those are, definitely the ones that are from the first game. There's some characters I wish that were in the game, though. Like, I would love to see, like, more, like, Rugrats, like, characters, like Tommy, like, throwing a pacifier at him. Like, come on. Like, some of those characters are in there. Or from Rocket Power. Oh, my goodness. If Rocket Power is in there.
The Rocket Power characters would be sweet,
right? Or Hey Arnold.
So just real quick, the thing I do want to throw this out here, and I think the thing that this game does is, people might not be super excited about this game, but it gives players who like Super Smash a way to get off of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's why I loved the multiverses, because like I love Smash. I never really got too good at it. Like I always picked Yoshi because that was the character. He was an easy character to play as, and I could beat a lot of people. Not like pro level beat people, but anytime I played him, I'd win. Anytime I played any other character, forget about it. Like I would lose like terribly.
Yeah.
So I love these types of games.
Yeah, and I think what it does is like we said, it gets people that love like a Smash brawler off of the Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, say what you will about the Nintendo Switch, like it's cool, but like it's outdated. Like it really like it's time for the Switch to go bye. And have something new come out. And I just don't think a lot of like real hardcore gamers are on Nintendo anymore. And like to bring a brawler like this to, you know, PC platforms and stuff like that, I think is great. So,
and some new things that they added to the game, in terms of like just some random things. They added a meter. So similar to Mortal Kombat, the more you fill up that meter, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about with Mortal Kombat with the X-ray, and it's like does like a special move. So it looks like they added one of those, and it's gonna be similar in the way you use it, which is kind of cool because no other like platform fighter like this does that kind of metering, and I think that's gonna be a cool little aspect to the game. They're adding a campaign, which in the campaign the main like antagonist or boss is Vlad from Danny Phantom, and I think what's kind of go with this is, so you start out as SpongeBob, and it's supposed to be like a roguelike, so you have to get as far as you can. And I think the way it's going to work is like one of his powers is he possesses people. So I think he's going to possess certain characters, and as soon as you beat them, they're on your team, and you can play as them, and they have their own storyline, from what it sounds like. They also added a couple more mini games, such as, I don't know what these mini games are, but Pinch the Plimps, Whack-a-Bot, Erkin Armada Boot Camp Survival. So those are some mini games. I don't know what they are, but it just kind of caters to more of that. And I think some of these are going to be like either you compete against your friends or like you work with your friends. So that's kind of cool that it's becoming a more full game than the first one. And I think that's pretty exciting for it too. And one of the biggest things that they added to it is going to be fully crossplay. Like all the consoles, whatever you have, will be able to play with it. And they added some huge improvements to voice acting.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the first game was a flop?
Yes.
That's my question. You think it was a flop?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't believe it was a flop.
Why do you say that?
Because you have to look at it in retrospective, right? So the major thing for these studios is, did these games make money? And I think even though the sales of this game were not incredibly high, if you take a look at like the budget to make the game along with the marketing budget, this game was a success for Nickelodeon, and that's evident because they would not come out with a second one if this one was a total flop. If number one was a total flop, they would not invest to come out with the second one. And I think because they made money on the first one, they are able to put a little bit more money into the second one and make it more of a full, complete game.
I don't think I agree with you. I think it's one of those things because Cyberpunk, that was a huge flop from the beginning. You know what I mean? So I think from the sales of the hype of what it was, that's where they had the opportunity to put that new DLC in and hope to bring some of those people back. I think that's a similar situation with this because on Steam in the reviews, it says mostly negative on this game. So, and because that's how Steam works, is like you can see like if a game's good, it'll say like, oh, mostly positive or overwhelmingly positive. This one is mostly negative. So I think it's a flop, but they had the budget to make another game.
Are you going to get this game?
I don't know. I really don't. I think this is going to be a game I will wait till either I watch the reviews on it or it goes on sale.
Interesting.
I think it looks better. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a game that I'm going to have to either really dive into the trailers, all the news about it, but I don't know, because I tried loving the game. I played it for probably a couple weeks and I put a lot of hours into it. The online was so unstable, and although they did make they're updating the servers and just the platform that they're using for online, so that should be a huge improvement as well. But I don't know. I want to love this game because I love these types of games, but I just don't know because of how bad it was the first round.
Do you think nostalgia alone brings it into fruition? Just being a Nickelodeon game with all these characters that people love.
I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah,
And to be honest, so do you know the game Dream on PlayStation 4?
I do actually. Yeah,
Where you guys could like build your own game?
yeah.
I was working on a game like this.
No, you are not.
I swear. Did I get very far with it? No. But what I would do, because like you can upload your creations to the cloud. So I just stole a bunch of the characters from like other people's like the community that were Nickelodeon characters. I was like, okay, how can I map like the fighting so I can make this a fighting game with all my favorite Nickelodeon characters? And,
Wow.
And I just never got to like finish it because I was getting too frustrated because it's a game developing game. It's crazy on how much can go into it. But so I was
could have
hoping,
been rich.
maybe, but
You could have been rich, dude.
maybe I could have made something better, but that is not true. I'm excited for what they're putting into this, but am I going to jump right on it and spend $50? I don't know, because there's lots of games coming out in October. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many bigger games that I'm excited for. Like, I pre-ordered a PlayStation 5 to play Spider-Man a week before. They have I'm probably more excited for that NFL or the wild card football because I want like an arcade football game. There's so many games that I'm like, this is at the bottom of the list.
I do think their launch window is not ideal. I will say that this is a game that should have came out already or should be holding until like the January lull. But good on them for having faith in it.
I don't know. We'll find out. And I think with how many people love multiverses, I don't know how many people are gonna be like, this could be a game that holds people over till the final release of Multiverses, because Multiverses shut down because they were in beta mode or beta phase. Yeah. So they shut down. They're going to be working on the game, putting more improvements into it. So I wonder if this is like a good game. Obviously, different developers, different like IPs all together, but could this be a game that holds people over till the release of Multiverses?
That could be what it is. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think that Nickelodeon is going into this game like expecting any type of long-term success with the series. I think this is mostly just a, let's recoup, let's profit, and then this is dead.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. I don't know though, because they, like any other game, they're adding season passes, they're adding different levels, so it's like they want to put the time in the longevity of a game, but it's just one of those things. If people aren't playing it, how can you keep it up? You know what I mean? So
so we will see. Adam is holding on this. I also want to just throw out there real quick, because in my research I've seen 1,000 different things of like, the entire All-Star roster 2 has been leaked. Guys, that is all clickbait. That is all clickbait nonsense. I want to throw out there, I don't have the image, but if you guys do a quick search, you'll see a very weird image of Nick All-Star 2, and it'll have like all of the characters around it in a circle. I feel like somebody made that image, just so you guys know. So I really do feel like somebody made that image, because if you go to the Nintendo the actual Nintendo YouTube and look at the thumbnail for that video, none of those characters are in there. So just beware. There's tons of clickbait out there of, the entire roster is leaked. Like, don't waste your time. Right. Don't waste your time watching those videos.
Yeah, right. All right. So let's do a blind ranking of Nickelodeon characters.
Real quick, I want to see
sorry.
Who would you want to see in this game?
Oh, definitely the Rocket Power cast. I would love that.
Rocket Power cast.
I would love to see Cosmo and Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents. I think that'd be a fun, like if they were a duo combo, I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be kind of cool. The thing is because do you remember the memes that were going around of like Timmy?
Yeah.
For the first game, for the Fairly Odd Parents.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually, Nickelodeon doesn't have the rights to the Fairly Odd Parents. Do you know that?
Oh, that's right, because I think it's on like Paramount Plus or something now.
They own the rights to seasons 6 through 10 is when
Wow.
Nickelodeon got it, and the seasons 1 through 5 they don't have the rights for it. And that was the same thing with Jimmy Neutron. And they
Wow.
obviously they can go through the channels to get the Fairly Odd Parents and Timmy into the game
Right.
if they see a reason to profitability wise.
Right.
They obviously saw that with Jimmy Neutron because they went through all the channels to get him into the second game. But yeah, they don't. A lot of people don't know that they don't own the rights to the first 5 seasons of the Fairly Odd Parents.
That's very interesting. That kind of stinks.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. I think some like the Loud House characters. There are some Loud House characters in there too, but there's so many. Some Smurfs would be fun. Like
That would be fun.
Transformers, like just a bunch of characters that would be very. I love Nickelodeon though. Nickelodeon was my stuff over Disney. I didn't watch as much Disney as I did Nickelodeon.
I was a Nick kid over Disney too.
Yeah. And then-
I have a couple that I would love to see too.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Where's the love for Doug Funny and Roger Klotz?
I was gonna say Doug would be a great one. Yeah.
Where's the love? Where's the love? Give me some Doug Funny and Roger Klotz. That would be amazing. I would love to have that in there. Also, Chucky from the Rugrats.
Yep.
Chucky's my favorite character. I think he's hilarious. The thing why I don't think that we'll ever see a Rugrats character in this game, though, besides Reptar, is like, I bet you if they put a Rugrats character in this game, somebody would get all up in arms and be like, did you see
They're
the
babies.
new Nickelodeon games? You can punch a baby. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I saw they do have like they had Rugrats all grown up, so like put them in there when they're teenagers.
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could do that. I don't know why it's okay to punch a teenager, not a baby, but
right.
whatever. And last but not least, Filbert from Rocco's Modern Life.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Filbert's
man.
hilarious, dude. They put Rocco in the game. Put in Filbert. He's hilarious.
There's so many good ones that they could put in there.
There's so many good ones.
With that said, blind ranking of Nickelodeon characters. Flip the coin.
This is gonna be nervous. This is gonna be nerve wracking. All right, we're gonna flip the coin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Ooh,
Wow.
let's go.
You took the weight out of it. Dang.
I did. I
Okay.
rubbed the weight off of it. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. I am going to quiz Adam first.
Gotcha. Let's go for
Are
it.
you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam's first pick, Stimpy.
I have to put him at a 5. I don't know who it is.
Dude, you never seen Ren and Stimpy?
No.
Oh no, dude, you are gonna get roasted. You're
Oh,
gonna get
yikes.
roasted.
5. I
You're
don't know
gonna
who
get
that
ro-
is. Shoot.
You're
sorry.
gonna get roasted. You're gonna get roasted. Okay.
Crap.
Number 2, Doug Funny.
I'll put him at 2.
Putting him at a 2?
He's a classic.
Okay. All right.
Doug
You
is
don't even know who
classic.
else is coming.
I know,
okay.
but he's a classic.
Number 3, Tommy Pickles.
I love the Rugrats. I'm putting him at 1. You can't not like Tommy is a beast.
I feel like you
I
can't be
love the
wearing the
Rugrats.
Rugrats. You can't be wearing the Rugrats shirt and not put him at a 1.
Yeah, Tommy Pickles at 1. I love
Okay.
the Rugrats.
This might be cheating, but this is two people, and you can't have one without the other. Your next pick, Keenan and Kel.
Ooh. I want to put him at a 3, but I feel like you gave me one better character. I'll put him at a 3. They're at 3.
They're putting him at a 3.
Yeah, right in the middle.
No.
I'll put him right in the middle.
Okay. All right. Your last character is Rocco. Then
Oh man.
how your list did not shake out how you
It
wanted
is
it
not.
at all.
Not at
I can
all.
feel it. I can feel it.
Tommy Pickles is 1. No, I think that's fair. I love Tommy.
And then the rest of your list just
Yeah.
went
Yeah, that's
just
not
off a
my
cliff.
Put Doug at 4. Put Rocco at 2. I think I'd like it there.
Okay. All right.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Blind ranking Nickelodeon characters for Dave. All right. Your number 1, or your first choice, Josh from Drake and Josh.
5.
What? That's crazy.
Not a fan. Yeah,
Okay.
not a fan of Drake and Josh. Not a fan.
All right. Your second pick, Nigel Thornberry.
Ooh. This is gonna be good. Dude, I think like from the Wild Thornberries, I think he might be my favorite character. He's so funny.
He's a good classic.
I'm gonna put him at a 3. We're
Okay.
gonna put him right in the middle. I'm gonna put him at a 3.
All right, your third choice, Cosmo and Wanda.
I'm gonna put him at a 4. I'm sorry.
What,
I'm
dude?
sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I gotta do it. I wasn't the hugest fan. I
Alright.
wasn't. You gotta remember, dude. I'm older.
That's true.
older. You gotta go old. You gotta go older for me.
I
You gotta
know,
go
I know.
older for me.
Ah, man, I feel like I know where this is gonna go. Ed from Good Burger.
Did you give me somebody better than Ed from Good Burger? I don't know if you did. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Yeah.
Can I take your order? I'm putting him number 1.
Oh,
I'm
that's
putting
a
him
good
number
choice.
1. Let's
Okay.
go. Let's
You
go.
have 2 more, right? Or
Yep.
one more? 2 more.
One more. One more.
All right. Ah, man, I have 2 here, but I kind of want to make you feel bad about yourself. All right, your final choice is Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I wanna rework my list. Ladies and gentlemen. My list needs a rework.
That's mine.
I'm
did that on
actually
purpose,
okay.
though.
Just flip Splinter and Ed from Good Burger, and my list kind of shook out the way that
Yeah.
I would have liked it anyway. So
I was gonna give you Gerald from Hey Arnold, but I was like, I gotta really gotta punch him in the stomach a little bit because mine was so bad. So I gotta give you a bad one or a good.
yeah, if you gave me Gerald, I wouldn't have switched. I wouldn't have switched. Yeah, Shredder was a punch in the gut.
Or Splinter.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah. Sorry.
That's a good list.
Yeah,
though.
that was a good list. That was a good list. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You got to go older for me. I'm an old man. I know I don't look that old, but I'm old.
All right. Moving on to our movie of the night, Saw X.
I'm old enough to see all the Saw movies. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna start a little topic with this, or not topic. I'm gonna start as an outsider of Saw because I did not see. I saw the first ones as a kid, and obviously I was hiding under the covers most of it because I was a little baby, like a baby kid. So I didn't realize how in depth these stories were. To be honest, with Saw, I was like, I thought it was just a thing where it's like, there's a bad guy and he traps all these people and kills them. I didn't realize that there's such a story behind Saw, and I think it's kind of deep.
I think not even really a lot of Saw fans know that there is a pretty deep story behind Saw. It didn't start that way. I mean, it started conceptually with the ideas in place, and then as more and more Saws kept coming out, they've expanded on that storyline and kind of jumped back and forth in time to explain certain things. But the Saw storyline is actually super underrated. If you ask me, I think it's super underrated.
Because I had to do it because, like I said, I hadn't seen them since I was a kid, and they were like, they scared me. But I was like, you know how when you cover yourself and you're like barely looking through, it's like, like that's how it was for me when I was watching those movies. But I did a video of what is Saw in 10 minutes, and then so that's what I watched. I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot to the storyline. It's pretty cool. And with this new movie coming out, I think I'm going to have to either try watching as many as I can. But actually what I read is this takes place between Saw 1 and 2. So you really don't have to watch all of them to get the basis of the movie. So
yeah, so this is a prequel sequel. That's the way that you can kind of look at it. And if you guys don't know the Saw story, and if you guys are super big Saw fans, please let me know in the comments if I screw any of this up, because it is a very back and forth, jumping all over the place, kind of piecing together kind of thing. So basically, the main character in the first couple movies, the killer, the one that you see, his name is John, and his introduction into the world, as early as we know, is it goes far enough back where John is working to help build low-income housing, and his wife at the time is working at a clinic that helps drug rehabilitation, right? At this time, they are pregnant. And during a robbery that takes place at his wife's clinic where a drug addict is attempting to rob the place for medication. The drug addict is trying to escape at one point, opens the door up to run out. As that happens, the door unfortunately slams into John's wife's stomach. We all know what happens after that. It's not very nice, but that does happen. And then after that situation, obviously tensions get very kind of high between John and his wife, and they end up not being able to kind of work it out. So they end up getting divorced.
Yep.
Now, shortly after the divorce, John is diagnosed with cancer, terminal cancer. So he's trying all of these treatments and stuff like that. And what ends up happening is he finds an experimental treatment that could work for him, but he ends up getting denied by his insurance agency the ability to have this covered to go try it, right? So he's just kind of like out there. He doesn't know what to do. He does something horrible and attempts to commit suicide. And what he does is drives his cliff off of a car.
His cliff off of a car?
No, he drives. Wait. I'm sorry. Okay, he drives. Flip it. Put the thing down. Flip it and reverse it.
Oh, sorry. That's the funniest thing I've heard today. Sorry, interrupted.
Okay.
But
No. I'm glad you corrected me. Okay, so he drives his car off of a cliff. Now, he survives this crash, and when he survives this crash, he has an epiphany, a new lease on life, right?
Yeah.
And what he gets in his head is that he wants others to experience this epiphany, a new lease on life, and he chooses people that are close in his life that have done things questionable, right? So he's
or
not
wronged him.
or wronged him, right?
Yep.
So he's not a serial killer in the sense of just being a serial killer, because the thing that most people don't realize is that a real saw trap, which is all of these elaborate kind of things that John puts all of these people through, a real saw trap gives you the ability to escape. It always gives you the ability to escape. There's no traps in the movies that John creates that are certain death. You always have a way to free yourself, get out, and get this new lease on life. So that's very, very, very important. And it's because John wants you to have these revelations that he had, this new lease on life. Now, further down into the movie, obviously some things happen. John does eventually pass away. He starts recruiting people in, so people take up the mantle, blah, 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 all of that stuff. But the story of John is all that you really need to know for this first movie, this upcoming movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
With that said, let's roll the trailer.
Let's roll the trailer. Yeah. So like Adam said, this takes place in between the first two movies. So in the first movie and in between, we're seeing this part where John is getting denied for the the experimental treatment, right?
Yep.
And so the plot of this movie is that he decides that he's going to do this experimental treatment anyway, and this experimental treatment takes place in Mexico.
Yep.
And basically what we're seeing is in all of these trailers, what we're kind of seeing is that this ends up unfortunately being a huge scam. So there is no treatment. It's not experimental at all. They're literally just like scamming sick people and taking their money. And once John figures this out, that's it.
Game over.
Game over. And Jigsaw is going to make these people have a revelation.
And that's basically the main premise of the movie. One thing I do love about these movies, I'm a big gore person. Like, I love not to the point where I like seeing people tortured, but just like the blood splattering. I think that's so good in movies, and I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, and like I said, there's such more depth to what I thought Saw was back in the day.
Yeah. It's so much more depth. And guys, if you're just watching on Spotify, if you're just listening on the Spotify, one of the things that I want to throw out there is they're going back to more of the style of the original Saw movies. So if you guys watched the most recent Saw movies, there's a lot of things that the fans didn't really like, and a lot of it had to do with like the color grade, also the the representation of the doll, all of that stuff is going back. So if you watch the trailer, you can see that there's like this almost like green kind of orangish hue. It's very teal and orange, and it's giving you that same vibe of like the original Saw movies that I think they lost in the sequels, and I love that they went back to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. So much blood.
Dude, so that part right there, that guy that you see in that trap, he pretends to be a brain surgeon. He's like the brain, quote unquote, brain surgeon of the of this like scamming crew. So his test is he needs to perform brain surgery on himself. He needs to cut out a specific piece of his skull in order to get out of the trap. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
I think it's gonna be a good movie. I think I'm gonna have to catch up and watch these movies again because it looks interesting to me. And I'm not just saying that because I don't know. I just think I'm not a big horror movie guy, but with this, I think it's pretty cool. And just the depth from what I've watched today is like, or when I was doing my research, it's more interesting to me than I originally thought it was.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know I'm a big horror fan. That I do enjoy horror movies. And I think one of the things that I love the most about Saw is that it's plausible. It could actually happen. And I think, I mean, it's far-fetched. Don't get me wrong. It's far-fetched, but it is actually possible. You know what I mean?
Be careful, guys. Dave's turning into Jigsaw, so don't wrong Dave. He's like, it's possible, so...
I'm just saying. So, like, you know, I love movies like I love Halloween, right? Because that's plausible. That could actually happen. That's just a guy, like, forget all the nonsense of like he comes back to life. He comes back to life a million times, but like just a scary dude in a mask, like that's plausible. That could happen. I love Freddy Krueger, but there's no like fear of you know what I mean? Like that would never happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I think this movie is a good movie because these things can actually happen, and it makes you think. And it's a weird kind of movie where you're like, I don't know. It's a weird situation, right? Because you want to be like, Saw always puts me in this weird perspective, right? Because you want to be like, oh, he's a serial killer. Like, obviously, you know, like, you're not supposed to be like on his side. You know what I mean? But then you look at a situation like this, and it's like, well, he's doing this to people that are like scamming money off terminally ill people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and it just throws your brain through this loop of like, well, is this okay? Well, is it not okay? Like, is this not okay? Or is it okay? Like, these people are terrible people. Is this okay? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. And I like that Saw kind of puts you in that perspective.
He's like the serial killer Robin.
Right. Yeah. He's like this serial killer, but he's like putting these terrible people into tests. And it's like, I don't know.
It's kind of like, did you ever watch Dexter, the TV show?
Yes.
That's kind of like it's kind of like a version of that almost. You know what I mean? But just more gory and dark and more serial killer-esque. Well, granted, Dexter was one of the worst serial killers out of probably any movie and TV show, but still.
I will say though, Dexter, just I don't want to get too sidetracked, but Dexter should have got caught so many times it's not even funny.
But it's a TV show, just like this. It's just a TV show. Hopefully this never happens to anybody, but...
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I hope this never happens to anybody, but I do think for a movie-wise, it is pretty good. And I do just a little bit of insight on the movie. So like we talked about, this happens between the first Saw movie and the second Saw movie. Now, they're saying that if you go into this movie never seeing a Saw movie before, you'll be totally fine. But if you have gone into a Saw movie seeing the movies before, there's going to be some Easter eggs that you're going to appreciate, and there's going to be some questions answered that you might have had. So I think there's a little bit of everything for people in this movie. And if you know anything about the Saw story, especially the second movie, you will know that Amanda does make her appearance and should have a very big role in this movie.
Okay. I have no idea who that is yet.
But I don't want to ruin it too much. Anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it too much. But if you know who Amanda is, her story her early parts of the story are gonna get explained a little bit more in detail, and I kind of like that. So I'm excited for that.
All right, Dave. Do you want to play a game?
I'm so nervous right now. I'm so nervous right now.
I have a list of questions here, and it's going to be the game. Would you survive Jigsaw's game?
Wait, what?
Yeah, would you survive Jigsaw's game?
Oh my god, this is gonna be terrible.
All right.
Okay.
So you've been captured. So I have a few questions, and I'll give you the multiple choice answers. But you were listening to your tape, and you hear a big bang. Jigsaw then tells you that your trap is one of his personal favorites. How do you react? 1, I scream and scream and scream while the tape is playing. I start whimpering while the tape is still playing. I just carry on listening to the tape, hoping for the best.
Carry on listening to the tape. You got to hear what's on that tape.
Okay.
You got to hear what's on. If there's any clues that's on that tape, and you better not be crying over it.
Right. You are in the needle pit. You see the key, but your eyes go funny and you lose it. You then notice the timer only has 15 seconds left on it. What do you do? I've lost it. I've flippin' lost it. It helps. I've lost it. Frantically search for it again, searching in the place you saw it last. Scream out in pain because you know you won't get it in time.
Oh, you got to search for the key. You can't give up.
Okay. What would you do? What would you do is a question.
I would search for the key 1,000%. Don't forget, I used to work in the medical field.
True.
Syringes don't bother me.
Do you faint at the sight of blood?
No.
I don't know why anybody would. I feel dizzy, a bit woozy. Yes. Okay, we already know that answer.
No.
You wake up and you have a big contraption on your head. Billy then appears on the TV. He tells you that the contraption is going to twist your head until it breaks your neck. Oh. How do you react? Ask him where the key is. Look around the room for a key, or
You got to look around the room for the key. The TV, you can't base yourself on the TV. It could be a recording. He could be not even there.
You survived. It's kind of obvious that you were going to survive. I
Let's
thought that was
go.
going to be a bit cooler than it actually was, to be honest. I was hoping it'd be like one of those, like a long, in-depth, oh, you answer this way, then this question comes up. But no, it's kind of a lame quiz that I found. But you survived.
It's like a choose your own answer. You were hoping for like a choose your own adventure kind of game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, kind of, but
that's okay.
That's okay. But whatever, you survived. That was kind of lame. Well, we won't put this segment on anything else.
I think I got a little bit of a leg up, just because I have been in the medical field, so blood doesn't bother me. Syringes, none of that stuff really kind of bothers me. Okay, I'll tell you what though. If I was in those situations, I think anybody can relate to this. It's very easy to answer these questions while I'm sitting here in my comfy, safe couch. I will say, in those situations, those decisions are going to be much, much harder.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to put you in a VR of a Saw game.
Oh, dude, I might cry.
Dave's I might do the same though. But that's interesting. Like I said, I wish that was a little bit more in depth of what the quiz was going to be like. But I thought I found it and I was like, oh, let's do it. But whatever.
Saw quiz let us down. It's okay. It's okay, but we're gonna come. I'm kind of happy that you didn't put me through the torture that I thought I was gonna get.
Yeah, that was a little bit easier for you compared to some of the other stuff that we've done recently.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be like some weird Saw, like poke yourself in the arm with this needle, or I'm quitting the show. Like I'm like, whoa, dude.
Whoa, Adam. No, it's not like that, Dave. I promise. That's crazy. All right. Well, I'm excited for the movie. I know you're definitely excited, and
I'm excited.
I know one of our fans named Blake loves these movies.
Blake,
so.
Yeah, this is dude. I just want to say I'm sorry about the Star Wars thing. Sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It's just an honest opinion, but I do love me some Saw, so I'm right there with you, bro.
Okay. moving on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, which we have talked about in the past, but a new trailer.
New trailer has arisen. Has
Arrived?
Has it have arrived?
Arrived, awakened. Not awakened. It's not alive.
Awakened. No.
Arrived. Yeah. Has been revealed.
Yeah, I like that better. A new trailer has been revealed.
Woohoo! All right.
All right, let's take a look at the trailer.
Okay. It's by THQ Nordic and Black Forest, which Black Forest made the Destroy All Humans game.
Yep. And guys, if you're just listening, what we're seeing here is 4 candles. This is in black and white as well. Very dramatic effect. And
one goes out.
Yep, one goes out. Then we see a fire.
Two goes out.
The second one goes out. Ooh. What do you think's coming next?
A third one's gonna go out.
A bunch of arrows. A bunch of arrows, and the third one goes out. And then there's one candle remaining, and it just says The Last Ronin.
So not much for us, but it does say it's in development. But why I'm excited about this trailer, because at the original tweet of this game, it had said it's gonna be years till it'd come out. Yes. I think with the release of this trailer, I wonder if it's not so much years, but next year at this point.
And again, we talk about this all the time. This is my marketing brain kind of going here. I would say we have this game within 2 years.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's why I was excited about seeing this. But kind of not going in depth, but for those that hadn't been here for our first episode, what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin is supposed to be is it was previously announced to have a God of War feel to it. And I don't think they're straying away from that. That's still kind of the rumor of what it's going to be like. It's made by THQ and, like we already said, and Black Forest, who was the Destroy All Humans games, which those were really fun games. Did you ever play those?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, those were were fun.
And it's supposed to have a mature tone, and essentially it's just following along with the story of The Last Ronin of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics, which I read in preparation for our first episode, and I absolutely loved it. And Dave, if you want to talk about that a little bit more.
Okay, so we have a few things to talk about here. I, number one, am really, really excited for this game. We all know that. We all know that I'm super excited about it. I was super excited about it when it got launched in the first episode. We also did a short form. If you guys want to check out that, we can link down below. Yeah. That will give you an entire kind of rundown of our first conversation of this. But I love this storyline, and the best thing so far that I've heard is this game is going to be rated M for mature, which means we are going to get the gory adult version of Turtles that we wanted, because this Last Ronin storyline is very aggressive and very gory, and the Eastman and Laird style Ninja Turtles is not the Turtles that you see on Sunday morning Nickelodeon cartoons. It's a very different kind of thing. So we are going to get that. Now, with that being said, if you don't know anything about this story, I want you to know that you are going to most likely be set up for disappointment, because this is not a storyline. And I'm trying to say this without being with being spoiler free. This is not a storyline that leads to good things. Does that make any sense? Do you think that's...
It's not a happy story.
Yeah, it's not. End. This is not a happy story. It's not a happy story in the beginning, and it's also not a happy story at the end.
It will not make you feel good.
It will not make you feel good, and I don't think I'm saying too much here when by the name of the title and obviously what we're seeing in the trailer with the 3 candles blowing out. Not every turtle is alive in this context. So just so you know that before you go into it, this is not a 4-player Ninja Turtles. There is one turtle left who is avenging the death of his three brothers. So
and it's gonna be in Like it's a single player game, obviously.
Yes.
And we had talked about how we're going to do this and like how the story is going to play out. I think they're going to stay pretty true to what this story is going to, like what it is. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be like at the beginning, it's going to be a cutscene of like what happened to the other turtles. And then all of a sudden, but trying to figure out which turtle you are. I think that's going to be part of the storyline as well.
So if they stay true to the storyline, you're going to figure out who you are relatively quickly.
That's
but
pretty true. Yeah.
I do think they are 1000% going to stay close to the storyline. And I will say, again, this is hard to talk about without saying any spoilers. But if you really dissect the trailer and you know the story, the things that you see in the trailer are very accurate to what they should be as the candles are blowing out. Does that make any sense?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So,
and go ahead. Sorry.
So the way that the characters die in the storyline are very well represented in that trailer before their quote unquote candle goes out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will say, like we said, that we will have a link to this video down below. We have spoilers in that one, just so you guys are aware there are spoilers in our first conversation of this. So
yeah, that one is not spoiler free, which is why I'm trying to keep this one spoiler free. If you really want to know what exactly happens in the story, we break down the entire story, who the Last Ronin is, how the other turtles die, the how it ends up, and everything like that. So if you want to know all of that stuff, but just if you want to remain spoiler free, my recommendation for this game is to go into it completely blind, except for the fact that you need to know that it's not a happy storyline, and it most likely will be a standalone game, because I don't see them having any ability to go anywhere else after this.
Right. And am I frozen?
You are frozen.
What the heck?
There you go.
Oh, now it said it stopped recording. 1 second. I'm recording now on my computer. Where did that go?
Is it the OBS recording?
Yeah. That's where I get the most fluid, like, whatever you call it.
Okay.
This is a mixture.
The Riverside says it's still good.
Okay. We're good. We're right where we're supposed to be. Dang it. Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
I don't know where we were now. Shoot.
Shoot. Yeah. What was the last thing I said?
We said it's not going to be a good, it's not a happy ending again, basically.
Oh, yeah. So basically basically, it is a standalone story, and there's going to be nowhere for them to go.
Okay, but to that point, though, when we were originally doing our research for the first time, we talked about this topic. It's the standalone of this storyline. However, they're hoping to push out more Turtles games similar to this kind of style, and I'm wondering what those are going to be, and pretty excited. Those are probably definitely years down the road. And one other thing I want to talk about is, what do you think about all this new Turtle stuff coming out? Like, do you think it's kind of turned into like, we're starting to push more out, turn into what Marvel did and Disney did? Or you think that they're just refreshing for a new audience?
I don't think it's gotten to the point where it's too much. Does that make sense? We just got a new movie. We're getting a new game. But aside from that, I don't really feel like we're getting this flood of Turtles content. Do you feel like we're getting like a flood of Turtles content? I feel like we're getting the average amount of Turtles content that I would expect.
Wonder if it is going to turn into that, because I don't know if this will be a spoiler, but out of the I watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mayhem. There will be another movie coming out based off of that. They're adding Turtles to Street Fighter 6. They're adding Turtles. Obviously, Turtles are being in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, which, I mean, that makes sense. But I wonder if it's going to like, oh, there's a bunch of fans of Turtles now, so we're gonna start throwing things against the wall and hoping it sticks kind of situation.
I think standalone Turtle stuff we're not going to get flooded with. Now, if they take these Turtles characters and they put them in, like, they make cameo appearances in games and stuff like that, I'm not super worried about that. I just think it's more of like, is this going to turn into exactly what we talked about with Marvel of like, okay, this is just too much, like it's just too much, and I don't think we're even close to that point. I think we're
I
going
think
to be
that's more
fine.
of a Disney issue, not so much the Marvel issue. You know what I mean? Like it's Disney putting it all out there, and I don't think
Oh, yeah,
Nickelodeon
definitely.
and like in their IPs, there's not really much out there that's like, whoa, this is too much. You guys got to slow it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they definitely they're a big company, but they don't have the budget of like Netflix or Disney. Like, they have to kind of pick and choose what they're gonna do. So I also just don't think they have the resources to just flood us with so much content. But also, I mean, they also have to be very choosy because they have to understand that the Turtles IP, depending on which way they go, is going to be a split audience. Now, there's going to be crossover, obviously. There's going to be fans that are super excited about the Mutant Mayhem movies as well as this style Ronin game. But keep in mind the franchises are totally different. One is much more campy, one is much more adult. So, like I said, there's going to be some crossover of fans that love both, but you're going to get like a kind of divisive, this is for adults, this is for children audience. And yeah, so I don't think we're gonna get flooded with it too much. And honestly, I love the Turtles. Give me as much as we can get.
Have you seen
Whatever.
Mutant Mayhem yet? Oh, come
I have not
on,
seen
man.
Mutant Mayhem
We gotta
yet.
talk about it.
No, I have not seen. No, we have not seen it yet. Well, I have not seen it yet. But what did you think about it? You really liked it,
I just
right?
love that art style. I love the animation style. I love Seth Rogen. I think he did a good job, minus a couple like minor details that kind of bothered me throughout the movie. But other than that, I loved the movie.
Okay, so I think it's been long enough. I think we can talk about it a little bit, but I'm curious to know why you think there's going to be a second movie.
It's in the end credit scenes.
They set it up for a second movie. What happens?
Do you want me to ruin it for you? You're a huge Turtle fan.
Absolutely.
Shredder makes an appearance.
Ruin it.
Like,
Shredder makes an appearance? Let's go.
Yeah. So there's going to be a second movie. Shredder will be in the second movie. And okay. All right. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it yet.
Well, I mean, I think you just dropped the biggest spoiler of all time.
It doesn't tell what happened in the movie, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you expect a second movie, you hope the Shredder have an appearance at some point. You know what I mean? That's not a huge spoiler.
Yeah.
With this spoiler, though, so the Turtles, they're fighting all the bad guys, right? And this is what I did not like about the movie. Still a great movie, don't get me wrong. But towards the end, like, the villains turn on Superfly. Yeah.
Really?
Sorry, Dave.
Uh-oh.
I ruined it for you. I spoiled it for you, but
you ruined the whole movie, Adam.
I'm not gonna go in depth on like how it happened, but I was like, come on.
I mean, just the power of good got to them and switched them over.
Okay, so we make sure to watch it still because I think you'll like it in terms of like how it feels and whatnot. It's such a good movie. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, 100%
okay,
still watching it.
I'm sorry, I just ruined it for you. I feel terrible after I said that.
You did. You ruined the whole movie though. That's okay.
Okay, but with that said, that was a great episode. Sorry, Dave.
That was a great episode, dude. That was a great episode. So yeah, real quick, we have a few things to talk about. Number one, shout out to us because it seems like what we talked about in our first episode of the Ronin
standing true
game is standing true. So a little pat on the back. Also, number two, it is time for redemption. Adam, what is the name of the actor in Scarface? What is his name?
Screw it up again. Oh shoot, Al. Just Al.
Nope, not
it's
good
Al.
enough. It is indeed Al, but there's many L's.
Al, the Italian Al in Scarface. I don't want to say it out loud.
Al Pacino.
There's no H.
Pacino. It doesn't
I'm
have to
not
be an H.
Italian,
It's
okay?
how you say it.
There's no H in Al Pacino.
Okay. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Hey, I could have made it worse. I could have said Al Pacino. You know what I mean? I could have really.
You get it.
I
Yeah.
feel like Pacino is a little more respectable than Pacino.
I didn't think it was awful, but just a nice little. Yeah, it's good. It's good to learn things. It's good to learn things. Okay, and last but not least, we hit 400 subs on the YouTube.
We sure did.
We sure did. You guys are absolutely crazy. So thank you so much for that. We really do
Yeah,
appreciate
415 to be exact at this recording time. So super excited about all that.
that. So do you know what that means?
Yeah, Dave's gonna play Call of Duty.
Are you giving up on the Dark
No,
Dark
I'm
Souls?
not giving up on Dark Souls. Kind of. After playing Atlas Fallen, I almost don't want to go back to it. But we will have a live stream of Dark Souls 3 to continue on with the series. But
Okay, guys, I'm gonna give Adam the out right here. I'm gonna give Adam the out right here. In the comments down below, please put down in the comments, please comment, because we are gonna need some insight on this. Would you like to watch Adam continue his Dark Souls 3 run, or would you like the roles to be switched, and would you like me to play a game of Adam's choosing?
Or
let us know in the comments.
you have three options.
Or
Adam
options.
continues Dark Souls. Dave plays a game of my choosing. Or 3, it's a competition between Adam and Dave in a different type of game. We'll have to pick that game.
Oh, okay.
Like
we
a
can do that.
competition,
Yeah,
Adam
we can do
versus
that.
Dave game. Some type of game we pick.
Winner, we need a championship belt.
If they don't pick that, then we don't need a championship belt. So it's really, yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think so.
Don't worry, guys. I'll buy the championship belt. Don't worry, guys.
So we will have a poll of that following this episode for, I'd say, like a week or so. And by the next episode, we'll kind of come up with the plan.
Yeah.
So
we'll announce it by the next
those are the
episode,
three
so.
choices that you will have. Make sure to either comment below, go to the poll, or wherever you're listening. Just come over and tell us on wherever, because that's going to be the options for this next challenge of reaching 400 subscribers. Next one, 500 coming up.
500
That's
coming
crazy.
up.
That's
Let's
crazy.
go. That's crazy. Okay, my dudes, guys, short and sweet, because I say this all the time. We love you guys very, very much. Thank you for everything, for the likes, for the shares, for the subs, for the comments, all of it. Thank you so much. We love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Adam, what you got for
If
him?
you're not following us on all social medias, please make sure to do so. Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. And check out our website, letstalknerdypodcast.com, with some blogs on there and now some merchandise. So if you guys want to get your hands on any Let's Talk Nerdy gear, we would appreciate that. And yeah,
Love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one.
peace out, nerds.